What in the hell? Is this me playing on Minecraft on the JFS with recording? What's going on? It's me, it's Steam. I'm back. Um I have been making content kinda sorta off and on, but I haven't made any like regular videos on the JFS since like last August. It's been almost a literal year. Um, and yeah, we're in an entirely new update. There's pots and maces and tricky trial things, and yeah, I just wanted to do an update. I don't know if this will be regular content. Um, but I wanted to make a video and kind of update. My laundry's done. Um, I have the Vanilla Tweaks mod once again. Physics mod is not working, but the Mixon is. I got to figure out what's wrong with the physics mod. Um, I will say though, I will be doing UHC season 40 next weekend. The 20th, I believe it is. This might be our last UHC. Maybe. We've been talking about it. Well, kind of, sort of. It's been 6 months since season 39. So, yeah, it's been a while. So after this one, we may discuss whether or not we want to keep doing it. And if so, maybe we do it way less often. But in the meantime, I've kind of made the effort to see if we can invite some extra people. And a few of them, few of the people that I've contacted have expressed interest. So maybe if we're lucky, we'll see a bump in numbers, because we bottomed out at like 8, I think, at one point. So it's been tough getting double-digit numbers for UHCs lately. And Shostin keeps winning all of them. He's kind of become the new killer since Killer has been away. But yeah, I just wanted to update on everything that's happened in the past year. I have a big ol' sticky note type deal on the computer. What's this sign say? Weather be breathing. Oh. Why does he do that? So we're just gonna walk to 0, I guess. Check out the villager dungeon thing here going on. Whatever this is. This is an iron farm. Yeah. Whatever's going on in here. I don't think I want to know. So, last I checked, last time I made a video, it was a live stream. I'm pretty sure it was actually, I think it was like the end of last July. So it has been a year. Because it's mid-July now. And, I was talking about a vacation that was going on and potentially getting a new schedule changed. I think I even talked about the schedule being changed. This is new. Interesting. Lots of poppies. I think there used to be something here. Maybe it's over there. Interesting. But yeah, so the first thing I guess I can mention is that my schedule did get changed. I went from, what was it, Wednesday through Sunday. I am now working Monday through Friday. And I now work 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I've kind of gradually just kind of started coming in earlier and leaving earlier. Like, I used to do like kind of noon to 8-ish, and then Saturdays was like 8 to 4. And then I started leaving at like 7, and now I'm leaving at 6, but I'm clocking in early as well. So it's been pretty weird how I'm able to how I was able to do that, but I'll kind of get to it. Oh, you want to? No, I'm here. Wanted to get some mending books because I died with all of my netherite gear. I don't know if I think I had my netherite gear last year, but I basically threw myself into the void on accident with not only all the stuff, not only all my weapons and tools and stuff and armor, but also I had my shulker boxes full of like every single weapon, armor, and tool that I saved up from like mob drops and everything. So, and I threw it off into the void because because I had just taken my elytra off, and immediately forgot that I had taken my elytra off, and then jumped into the void because I wanted to fly to the ender instead of walking. But the elytra wasn't on, and by the time I realized that, it was too late. So the elytra and every single weapon, tool, and armor I had on me was gone for good. So, but hey, sometimes you need a hard reset, or a soft reset, I guess is what this would be. But anyways, yeah, back to catching you up over the last year. I took my vacation last August. I drove out to Portland, Oregon, and then on the way back went through Colorado. Lots of fun. Definitely my favorite vacation that I've ever done. I would describe it in great detail, but I don't want this video to be 10 hours long. But highlights included going to my first clothing optional beach. And it was like a regular beach with a nudist section, which is pretty cool. I consider myself to be in that kind of clothing optional persuasion, even though I'm wearing shorts right now. Yeah, I find clothes to be generally uncomfortable, so if I don't have to wear them, I would prefer not to. And so I thought it'd be pretty cool to check out such a beach, and it was great. Except I forgot to put sunscreen on my shoulder and sunburn my shoulder. Luckily, I had put sunscreen on all the important bits. So, but I went there like really early in the morning, so there was hardly anybody around. And by the time people did start showing up, it was perfectly timed for me to go. It was like noon, and everybody was starting to come in, and I was ready to leave. So, and since it was clothing optional, it was like, mixture of people wearing or not wearing clothes and whatnot. So, but it was a good time, and I would look to do that again sometime. It was pretty nice. Ouch. While I was in Colorado, I met up with a friend of mine. He was the guy that was trying to move in with me. He has since moved to, I think it was Wisconsin. Was it Chicago? It's like Chicago or Milwaukee, something like that. And they're doing all right. But also while I was in Colorado, I did my first little bit of storm chasing, where I saw at least one funnel cloud. I can confirm one, up to 3, or 4, actually. That was a lot of fun, and we'll get back to that pretty soon. After that had happened, I drove back home and came back to work and was told by my manager that they were starting to do summer pay. And it was for that August and September. Oh my god. We are in the snow. Please. I am frozen. A mile deep. Oh, that's also snow. I wanted to get to that. Oh, here we go. But yeah, we had summer pay for a little while. Um, it was like an extra $2.50 an hour, which is crazy. Um, okay, I'm struggling. Having a time here. Should have brought my leather boots. I guess I'll never get to that. But yeah, summer pay was nice. It ended in October, but it gave me a pretty good boost. And then in December, I was able. Oh my god. I was able to finally buy myself a car. December 22nd, I bought myself a Ford Taurus. And, oh, there you are. I just want to get to the... I just want to get to that. But yeah, it's a 2010 Ford Taurus. Had like 312,000 miles on it, or 308 or something like that. I think it's 308 when I got it. But it's a car, and I've been making payments on it ever since. I'm actually almost done making payments on it. I have $500 left to pay it off, so hoping to get that done by the time summer ends this summer. But a couple weeks after getting my car, we had the 2 weeks of winter, all crammed and concentrated into 2 weeks. It was a literal, like, Arctic blizzard type situation. Like, winter for the most part was pretty mild, like warmer than average. And then in January it just plummeted. We had 2 weeks where it was like at or below 0 Fahrenheit, and for the span of a weekend we had like blizzard conditions, heavy snow, strong winds, high temperatures of like -13 Fahrenheit. My car literally was frozen to the ground. I had to go to the store, I had to walk to the store, which is not far from here. It's literally next to the apartment complex. But I had to buy like road salt and put it around my car's tires until I could, sufficiently dig it out of the snow. So that was fun. And then, yeah, after those 2 weeks, it was back to being pretty mild. And, yeah, weather was kind of nice. It was a little bit disappointing for a winter enjoyer like me. There was not much in the way of snow. Except for the odd snow day here and there. But that's how that goes sometimes. Then spring hits. And a series of good things happened mixed with one really bad thing. So we're going to kind of navigate this. There's a bit of a story of all of these events going on. So over the winter, I was also looking into doing storm chasing. To start out as a hobby. But also to maybe make a career out of it, if I so choose. We'll see. Jury's still out on that. I enjoy it, but money. So March rolls around, and I start doing a little bit of storm chasing. But also in March was my brother's wedding. and this was like the biggest journey that my car's been on thus far. I drove all the way down to Florida, went home for a couple days to attend my brother's wedding. I do not miss Florida one bit. It was March, and overnight it was decently cool, but it was like a damp cold, you know, because of the humidity. And then, of course, during the day, it was like, you know, 70 something degrees, 70, 80 degrees or whatever, and it's, you know, humid. So, like, it's just a wet heat. Not great. So yeah, that happened. And then I went back home and did a little bit more storm chasing here and there. And then went to Arkansas with Shostin and saw the solar eclipse, which was a lot of fun. It was supposed to be me, Shostin, Mixon, and Weather. But Weather, if I remember correctly, Weather lost his job and hasn't gotten a new one since. And Mixon actually got promoted at his job, but the position that he's in has nobody available to cover for him, and the one guy that could have covered for him was taking a vacation himself, so Mixon had to stay, which is a shame. So it was just Shostin and I, but it was still pretty cool. Then, just a couple weeks later, I got to see my very first tornado. April 26th, I went out storm chasing, like literally just left work and hit the road. And I'm guessing somebody took the gold block from here. Assuming there was one. They just left the stuff in the chest. Efficiency 5, though? You gonna leave that behind? But yeah, I got to see a tornado. Big outbreak of tornadoes throughout Iowa and Nebraska. I think Kansas and Missouri as well. I think Kentucky even. Like, it was a crazy day. That deserves a video on its in itself, just talking about that. Because I can confirm I've seen one tornado during that, which was a big one. That's the one that tore up Minden, Iowa, but I saw it up by Harlan, Iowa, as it was an EF3 at its peak. I think by the time I saw it, it was like an EF2. But as I was following it, after Harlan, there was up to 3 different situations. Speaking of Shostin, there were 3 different moments where I believe I may have seen or even been inside another tornado. The tornado reports suggest that I was in a tornado on 2 occasions. Sorry, I don't have anything to drink right now. But, yeah, it was crazy. Basically, as I was trying to keep up with the main tornado, which probably already dissipated by that point, I look off to my right, and I see something spinning up in the field off to the right. For a little bit. It was off in the distance. For some reason, I didn't think much of it, and I had stopped recording after a certain point during the chase. Basically, when I came across some tornado damage, I was like, maybe I shouldn't be recording this, and I never turned it back on afterwards, even though I probably should have. So, but, yeah, it turns out what I may have seen there was a tornado, because there was a weak tornado over there. And then I pulled over at this little gravel patch to figure out where to go next, and also because it was like raining really heavily and I couldn't see where I was going. So I pulled over to kind of wait out the rain a little bit. And as I'm getting ready to like go again, go to turn around, the winds are blowing to the north, and then all of a sudden they just whip south for a few seconds and then back north again. Uh, and it rocked the car and everything, and I was like, whoa, what the hell was that? And tornado reports suggest that there was another weak tornado of unidentified strength, an EFU, U for unidentified, meaning that it didn't do any damage, so they don't. It's kind of dumb. But yeah, that could have been tornado number 3. I cannot confirm it because I couldn't see anything, but the way things happened and the report showing a tornado was like, the report says that it was on the ground for like a little bit. It paralleled the road that I was on up to like maybe a half a mile from the gravel patch, but it's entirely possible that it stuck around for the gravel patch itself. So I continued north to a point and then cut east. And as I cut east, there was a tornado warning near me, and it was getting closer. And the storm chasers that I was following were also in the area. And again, the winds whipped from one direction to another. I even saw like shrubs and leaves and twigs kind of spiraling between me and the car in front of me for a second. I was like, that was probably the tornado we were looking for. Again, could not confirm it, but the weather reports once again suggest that there was a tornado that went right through there. And again, it was pretty weak, but yeah. So officially saw one tornado. Unofficially saw up to 4. So is this Charleston and Aces? This is brand new. I haven't seen this before. Charleston and Aces wanted to claim a spot that was once claimed by someone else. I don't think this is the spot, but it's interesting. It's getting more interesting by the second. What is going on here? Dakota's eggs. Oops, all placed. Okay. Stall from the egg hunt. And big egg and rulebook. Okay, so this is all egg hunt stuff. Red Star did an Easter egg hunt for Easter. And these are, I guess, the majority of the eggs is what I'm guessing. These are the special eggs. Okay. Yeah, so there's apparently still more out there. But yeah, what a crazy tornado day. And then, just to cap it all off, as I get back into Des Moines, a tornado drops down literally like 5 minutes from my apartment and goes away from the apartment. But I drove over to where it touched down and there was like a little bit of tree damage, which was pretty crazy. On the downside, however, this is the big part. After, like, on my way back to Des Moines that day, I got a message from my brother, who said that my mom was in the hospital. And, this has been a culmination of basically years of declining health and a bunch of, like, one bad thing after another, basically, for the epitome of cannot catch a break with her. If we rewind a bit, going into February and such, my brother and sister and I, we were talking about our mom's health, and she was living on her own in southern Georgia. My brother lives in Florida. My sister lives in Maine. Maybe the Dragon is Gone Hotel, Quiz and Spa. Interesting. I have not seen this. Is this the new thing that they were working on? It's about Strength Throne. But yeah, my mom was actually hospitalized in February. She had fallen and wasn't able to get up. And she ended up calling my brother, who called for an ambulance. She refused to go to the hospital at first, but ended up going to the hospital not long afterwards. Interesting. Like a couple days later, she went to the hospital, and she was actually starting to do a bit better. They healed her up a good bit and got her some physical therapy, and she was starting to regain her strength. I think she had a caretaker. I can't really tell from this point, but it seemed like she was on the road to recovery, and my sister and her husband were planning on moving her up to Maine with them, to stay with them, sometime in mid-May. So all the plans were being made. We were talking about what to do with our car, and we were like, my sister and her husband were working on, all the logistics on their end and all that. And everything was pretty much set to go. We were just waiting for the day. And then, also, my mom was able to make my brother's wedding. Like, she actually got out of the hospital just in time to attend the wedding, which is good. And that was the last time I saw her in person. And, yeah, April 29th, she goes to the hospital. Apparently she had been sick for a couple weeks. I think she was trying to tough it out during those 2 weeks, but her health had declined to the point where she just had no choice but to go to the hospital. And apparently she was more sick than expected. And so when she got to the hospital, they had to sedate her to start on any sort of treatment. And my sister, my brother, my grandmother, and my uncle were all able to go visit her during that time. I was not able to because I had just did the storm chasing and stuff and didn't have any money to just fly out on a whim. So I was kind of stuck on the sidelines out here in Iowa. But we had a choice to make, basically, we could either treat her illness, in which she would likely be bedridden for the rest of her life, and knowing our mom, that's not something that she would want to do. She's a very independent and kind of stubborn woman, and would prefer to continue to live freely and whatnot, and not have to depend on other people. And being bedridden for the rest of her life would probably be absolutely miserable for her. So the other option was to make her comfortable and just kind of let her go. And we made that decision. So she passed away on the 29th. I took a week off. I worked like that Monday for most of that day, and then basically took the rest of the week off. And luckily I was able to get paid time off for that, because the job doesn't normally do that, but I was able to get it retroactively, basically. So after my week off, they factored it into my next paycheck. So, but yeah, so I had been dealing with that for the past few months, of that weighing on my mind. So yeah. things are going great for a while, and then it just kind of plummeted into a pit. At least emotionally. What else is going on? That brings us to today. Basically, what has happened since then is not much. A lot of working. The odd storm chasing here and there. Seen a couple more funnel clouds, but nothing too crazy. I don't have any books in here. Just got empty shulker boxes. And to kind of rewind back to February again. Basically, I've been kind of tired of... Oh yeah, I also renewed my lease for the first time ever, and I just renewed my lease for the second time ever. Or I'm supposed to, if they ever send me the lease to renew. They emailed me asking if I'm going to stay, and I was like, yes, but I don't have the paperwork to sign. And they're like, well, we'll get that done today or tomorrow, and it's been a few days, so I will have to... I might have to go over to the office to make sure that it gets done. But yeah, back in February, basically I've started getting tired of working at my job. This is the longest I've worked at a job ever. Normally I don't make it past a year, but coming up on 2 years in September, which I guess is pretty cool, except for the fact that I'm kind of tired of working here. Money has been kind of fluctuating in terms of being decent or tight. Obviously, I still got to work on my spending habits and whatnot. But, yeah, I've just been kind of... I don't know if we can survive a fall like that, but I think that's water right there. I know there's water in the area, but I slept there, so yeah, we're good. Beautiful. But yeah, my mood and everything has been kind of weird because I don't want to work at my job anymore. I've delayed it a few times, one for the wedding, and then again for the solar eclipse trip. And now that we're in summer pay, I'm like, well, I want to take advantage of summer pay until it's done. So I get that going on. So that's kind of where I'm at now. I don't want to work at my job, but at the same time, I kind of don't really want to work at any other job either. I'm at this point where I wish I could do what I've wanted to do, or at least just do something better, you know? Something that, you know, some way I can live more comfortably, you know? And I'm kind of sick of the dead-end blue-collar jobs that I've been doing since high school. I'm still doing my master's degree classes. I'm actually finishing up American Realism and Naturalism. I have like less than a year left before my master's degree. I have 4 student loan refunds left, which is mid-August, late October, early January, and mid-March, I believe. And then I graduate in May. So, ooh, we're laggy here. Come on, game. I know it's Spawn Town, but yeah, it's been... I really would like to, like, edit videos. You know, I would like to do editing, or, you know, I wish I could make money off storm chasing. I wish the game would not lag up now that I'm here. Please. But, I want to do something more towards my career path because I'm not in a career. So I've been trying to look for options to do such a thing. Oh, Shaosun changed his building? Oh no, it's right here. What is this? So yeah, I've been trying to look for like options to do something else, but I just can't find anything that appeals to me. I might look for a different job just so I can do something different. There are a couple jobs around here that do pay better. Um, Amazon offers 17 an hour. If I work at like Domino's, maybe I can make a good amount off of like tips and such. Um, just like minimal customer talking to. But yeah, those are the options I've been considering. Is I could work at Domino's, or I could work at Amazon, and try to make a little bit more money. And then when I finish my degree in May, my intention would be then to go and try to move again once my lease is up in September. The goal would be to go to a film school, and I was originally going to do Vancouver. I still might, but I'm also considering potentially pivoting to a different film school. But my entire computer froze up for that. But yeah, I might look into a different film school as well. I'm keeping my options open, basically. Because I have yet to get a passport. I want to do so this summer, but with the way things have been going, maybe not. The biggest hang-up I have, besides cost, is, man, I sure would like to, walk a few blocks without lagging up. Maybe I can turn my render distance down. Maybe someday, if I'm lucky. It's not even that high. I'll just suck it up. But yeah, the big things, the hang-ups for the passport, there's cost, of course, but there's also, like, I need to print out the application, which I can either buy a printer and do that, or I can go to, like, I think I can go to UPS and get it printed. That costs a bit of money, so I would have to look for options to get it printed. I think there's also the library that I can go print stuff out at. So that's kind of the main hang up. I almost applied for a passport when I was in Minnesota, but then I backed out because I was too close to moving. I had printed out the paperwork and everything, but yeah. So I gotta do it again. But yeah, in the event that that does not happen, I'm looking at, like, other film schools as a different option. So that would be nice if I could do that. But yeah, I just want to do something different. I've been feeling really antsy and anxious. Like, not only do I feel like I'm stuck in my current job, even though I feel like I probably will leave this job once summer pay ends and then try to work somewhere else. Like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes I'm kind of like deep inside, I feel like I want to do stuff. You know, like speaking of like film and editing and such, there's like so many different creative projects that I want to do. You know, there's like my passion project that I should really continue working on is like another movie script idea that I would like to write. There's a few video projects that I would like to do. A couple video essays. Like there's one I want to do for tornadoes, and then there's one that I want to do. I wanted to do something surrounding UHC for a while, some sort of like video essay on the JFS UHCs, where I either talk about each UHC individually or like each series of UHCs, like every 10 UHCs in turn, as a video. But I just can't get around to doing it. I get as far as like doing some research and collecting information, and then when it comes down to like actually doing something with that information, that's where I kind of fall apart. And yeah, I would love to just film stuff and, you know, go do things. That's kind of my issue right now, is that I want to go do things. It's kind of how I've always lived my life, is going to do things. But, you know, like I said, I have money issues, and part of that is spending habits. Like, I could build up a savings if I just stopped spending money. If I stopped going to do things, then, you know, I'd have some money to spend or to save up. But I have trouble saving money because if I sit around for too long, I get, you know, frustrated and uncomfortable, you know. And I'm kind of forced to sit still right now because I don't have the money to go do things or whatever. So I am pretty much just working, and then I come home and catch up on YouTube videos and then go to bed. Then on weekends, I might play some video games. Yeah, I might watch NASCAR or hockey. But that's about it. So I kind of feel like sometimes, in some cases, I kind of feel like I'm a person who's like trapped inside a robot. Like, I feel like the me deep down inside has a lot more emotions, a lot more adventurous. He wants to do things, wants to actually be social, maybe have a relationship, like, you know, go out and do things, make videos, creative projects, do editing stuff, and things like that. But my body has, like, zero motivation. It doesn't want to do anything. It just wants to exist, barely, maybe even, debatably. So it's just kind of like... So I end up doing nothing, basically. Because it feels like I'm just kind of trapped in here. So there's so much stuff that I want to do and be and whatnot. But all I do is clean rental cars and watch YouTube videos. So that's where I am today. It started out great. Everything started out great. Financially, like, overall, I've been pretty decent. Like, I can pay my rent and bills. These past couple months have been kind of rough because I fell behind on rent in May because of the whole situation with my mom passing away, and I fell behind on rent because I had a week where I did not get paid and all that stuff, so I couldn't pay rent until I got that paycheck and stuff. And then at the end of May, I messed up on my budgeting. I thought I scheduled a rent payment and then spent all my money before the rent payment went through, forgetting that my rent payment never went through yet. So I got an email saying, your rent payment didn't go through. So I fell a couple weeks behind on rent there, and I'm just now, like, getting caught up again. It's mid-July. So I spent all of June and then mid-July just trying to catch up. So So I have basically a month and a half to take advantage of summer pay before it ends. And because I haven't really been able to. Like, I spent all of June just trying to catch up on stuff. And then this past week was good, but the week before I hardly made any hours. Didn't make many hours because we hit a really slow period at work. Um, so I'm now getting caught up on stuff. Finally getting ahead. So I have like a month and a half to get ahead on things. So what's the plan for the future? To finish things off, the plan between now and the end of August, I would like to get my car paid off, and from there that would save me $300 a month, and then from there I could start paying off like my credit cards again. I'm sure people have heard that before, but like actually try to pay off my credit cards for good this time. It's like, I think about it. It's like, it seems like a genius plan. You pay off one credit card, and then now you have more money to pay off your other credit card. And then when that's paid off, you have more money to pay off your other credit card. And then it just snowballs from there. And then, next thing I know, all my credit cards are paid off. All my credit is taken care of and built up. And then I can, save money, maybe? So that's the hope. That I can pay off my car and start paying off my credit cards and other credit accounts like Fingerhut and PayPal credit. Somebody was here. And then that should carry me like through fall. And of course, there's like the idea of trying to maybe get a new job after. Because once summer pay's done, I'll be back down to 16 an hour. On the upside, summer's been cooler. Oop, don't look at that. Summer's been cooler lately. Save for like the odd hot days. Like this weekend's been pretty hot, but like Tuesday through the weekend is going to be cooler than normal, which will be good on my electric bill. And then when fall hits, I can turn my AC off for good. Because like my electric bill over the winter was like $30 a month. I think I even got it down to like 28 at the least. So, so there's that. August is my next student loan payment, student loan refund. My intention for that is to put some of it towards the upcoming funeral for my mom, which will be in October. We had her cremated, and now we're getting a headstone picked out at a cemetery in, I think, New Hampshire or Maine. Either way, I would like to at least attend that since I couldn't be there in April. So, be doing that. And the rest of the money, I'm going to try to like be responsible with it. Like pay off credit accounts, or I could put it towards rent and not have to worry about rent. And then the next student loan payment will hit in, I think it's like late December or early January. There's the week off for Christmas break, which kind of throws things off. So I think it's early January that it hits next. So the plan would be to, with that, with the January one. Oh no, there's the October one. That's right. There's a late October one. That one. Just thinking for a second, because I got the mid-August one and then the late October one, which I think might actually be early November or something like that. Either way, I would like to use my student loan refunds to kind of give myself a boost, either by paying rent early, getting rent covered, or by like covering like credit cards and stuff. That way, by the time I finish my classes in May, I will hopefully have some savings, and then I can kind of build from there. And then September, September 2025. May of 2025 is when I get my master's degree. September would be when I get my my lease will be up for renewal, and hopefully by then I'll be able to move. In which I would like to attend film school. Assuming, it's dependent on how things go between now and then. That's the plan between now and that's for the next year. So I'm also looking into like editing jobs. There's a site called Backstage and another site that's similar to that I forget the name of. That's good for like small acting gigs and editing and stuff like that. So I might look into those, but I should probably like build my resume up a little bit. Put more focus into editing and such. And then that's pretty much it. That's all the plans. I might look into a new job, maybe. I think my biggest concern about a new job, not just doing something that I don't enjoy doing, but also the fact of things are pretty lax at my current job. Like, as long as I give enough notice for like taking time off, I'll get it. And like I said, I was able to like nudge my schedule to a 10 to 6 gig instead of the noon to 8 that I was doing. Stuff like that. So it's like, if I get a new job, now I have to come in at like some ungodly hour and be a rigid thing too I wouldn't be able to deal with, or adjust, I should say, and other policies that might change. So little concerns, but who knows. Oh, there goes Shawson. I think that's a good cue for me too. I have rambled enough. I have caught everyone up on everything that's gone on for the past year. Life is kind of frustrating right now, so we'll see how things go. But it's going well for so long, and then so just gotta regroup. Just regroup and refocus. I will say one thing that came from my mom's passing that might be a good thing is I do feel motivated, although still being stuck inside this robot body is kind of frustrating, like I said, because before April I didn't really have much motivation to do anything. I was just kind of floating on through, and now I at least feel like I want to do something, but I can't get my body to do it. So, but that's enough of that. Enough woe is me and such. I don't know if I'm gonna do more videos or not, more regular stuff. There's definitely UHC coming up. And I'll probably upload more stuff in the future. Weird. Should I decide to. So, I would not expect any return to regular content, but I felt compelled to make something. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed watching, or at least listening to me ramble on. I shall see you all next time.